The Green Bay Packers, coming off a defeat of the Miami Dolphins 30-17, are now facing the 11-1 Detroit Lions. In Detroit on Thursday night, the Lions coming off a win over the Bears over, let's be honest, the Bears bared their way to a loss once again. So you can say the Lions kind of escaped one. And the Lions played pretty well on Thursday night, especially in the first half. Second half, not so much. I'm on Russ St. Brown again, showing why he's one of the best wide receivers in the league. He's just always open, and he catches just about everything that's thrown his way. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery were playing well. Jahmyr Gibbs had that fumble that really turned that game on a dime, and as a result, the Lions still won. But like I said, the Bears bared their way to a loss. So, man, I don't know how confident you can feel in the Lions right now. At the very least, you can say they're vulnerable right now. They are vulnerable right now, more so than the Eagles. But let me know what you think down below, and let's go over this game. Like I said, the Lions are vulnerable. They just lost another linebacker, Malcolm Rodriguez, for the year, torn ACL. That's a big loss. DJ Reader is dealing with a shoulder injury. Did not practice on Monday, so chances are he probably still plays, but he may be limited. Lost a couple other guys as well. Taylor Decker did not practice as well, and he could be coming back soon, so that would be a big boost for them. But the Lions still, even though their defense, they do still have a good pass rush, they get beat. They get beat a lot in the secondary for sure. The Bears were stifled the first half. Absolutely stifled. The Bears had no shot to win. But again, the Bears come back with a touchdown to open the second half, if I remember right. The Lions were driving, but then Gibbs gives up a fumble. And Caleb Williams had a really good second half. Sure, he took a lot of really bad sacks, but if he doesn't take if he takes one or two less sacks, the Bears very well win that game. But again, the bad clock management was the result of the Lions winning the game. But the Lions won by the skin of their teeth. I don't want to hear from Lions fans saying that we're just a better team and we just won. It's like, no, you were lucky. You got so lucky in that game. And now you're playing the Packers, who are completely hot. They've been a completely different team than Week 9 when they faced the Lions originally. And even in that game, if Love doesn't throw that pick six, the game is a lot closer going into the second half. And as a result, it would have been 10-3 going into the second half, and Packers still maybe don't win that game, but the game was a lot closer than it would have been without that pick six. So Packers are riding high. Jacobs again had another good game on Thursday night. Yes, he's dealing with a calf injury, but I still like him to play. Jair Alexander was limited in practice, but signs are pointing to that he should be able to play. Romeo Doubs is practicing in a limited fashion. He hopefully will be able to return. That would be a big boost for that receiving core, who they didn't really miss him on Thursday night, but it would definitely nice for him to be out there for him to be not. Elgton Jenkins, knee injury, not practicing. Hopefully he's able to go because that's a huge part of that offensive line. And Jordan Love has been great. The past couple weeks, he's been great, limiting the turnovers to 0. His touchdown numbers are continuing to go up. His passing is looking better and better. He made some really nice throws on Thursday night, especially that one-hander late in the second half, if I remember right. And yeah, they've been playing much better. They've been a completely different team than the one who originally faced the Lions in Week 9. And the Lions are vulnerable. They are vulnerable. The Packers can absolutely win this game, and frankly, I think they're going to do it. I think the Packers will definitely win on Thursday night. Well, not definitely, but the Lions are in a weakened enough state that the Packers can totally win. And if that happens, the NFC North continues to be thrown into chaos. Because say the Vikings win against the Falcons, they'll be tied with the Lions with still one more game head to head. The Lions and the Vikings, or the Packers and the Lions, will still have one more game against each other. So We won't know who actually wins this division till probably week 16 or so. Week 17 when the Packers play the Vikings, and before that when the Lions play the Vikings. This very well could come down to week 18 to see who wins. But that only happens if the Packers win this week. If the Packers lose, their chances to win the division are basically kaput. Even if they win out the rest of the way, they would if they lost on Thursday night, the Lions would basically have to lose out the rest of the way, and as well as the Vikings. Well, at the very least, they could have another chance against the Vikings. But the Packers need to win. This is a must-win. If there was a must-win for the Packers, this is the week. They need to win this game. I mean, they're still... all they really need is one more win the rest of the week to even get in the playoffs. But playing at home in Lambeau will be a lot better than playing on the road in Detroit. So, Packers still have the chance at the number one overall seed, but in order for that to happen, they would need some help. The Eagles would have to lose at least 2 more games, and the Lions would have to lose at least the Packers would need to beat the Lions this week, and the Lions would have to lose probably another 2 games as well. So the chances for the Packers to win the number one overall seed are still good. As long as Jacobs keeps going, they're going to be in the game. As long as Jordan Love keeps his turnovers down, they're going to be in the game. The defense has been playing well. Sure, they're still giving out yards at a premium, or yards in bunches, but again, they held one of the best offenses over the past couple weeks, so only the 17 points, and really, they didn't score that last touchdown until late in the fourth, and by then the game was over, and the Packers had already clinched a dominating victory over the Miami Dolphins. Packers should absolutely win this game, or at the very least have a really good chance to win this game. The Lions are the most vulnerable they've been all year. Their defense, while still they have great pieces on it, are losing bodies left and right. Bodies are dropping like flies on Thursday in both the defense and the offense as well. Lost a couple more pieces, or more pieces on that offensive line were injured as well. But as long as you have Amon-Ra St. Brown out there and Jahmyr Gibbs is keeping the fumbles down, they're still going to be a formidable unit. David Montgomery too is a great power rush back for sure. But the thing against the Lions, I still believe that Jared Goff, as good as he's played all year, is going to be the reason the Lions lose. Or Dan Campbell will do Dan Campbell things like he did last year and go for it on like 4th and 3 at 32 when they're only down by 10. That's the kind of stuff the Lions can't afford to have happen. And that's why they are where they are at, 11-1. Is that so far Dan Campbell hasn't been put in situations where he's had to make the kind of Dan Campbell plays that make you want to rip your hair out. Like, seriously. At times, Dan Campbell is too gutsy for his own good. And as a result, even though people love him for it, at the same time, he should be chastised for it at times because he just believes in his team too much at times. But the Lions are still a team to believe in. They're still a team to be feared. They're still the leaders in the clubhouse for the number one overall seed and winning the NFC North. But going into this week against the Packers, they are more vulnerable than they have been all year. The Lions haven't really played the best of competition lately. And even better yet for the Packers, the Lions, after this week, play the Bills, which, again, could be the subject of a preview and review video next week. I'm guessing that will probably be the pick that most of you that are watching now would pick me to review that game, because that game has so many will have so many playoff implications. It's not even funny. The Packers are looking good. Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Jalen Reed had a great game last week. Christian Watson redeemed himself for the most part. Didn't have any big drops. Wicks is coming on stronger now. Tucker Kraft is a really good tight end out there, both at blocking, and he has really good hands for the most part. Packers are looking strong. Going to Detroit on Thursday night. It's going to be rocking. The place is going to be rocking. The Lions fans are going to be out in droves, and There's going to be quite a few Packer games making the trip to Detroit as well. But in the end, the Packers will defeat the Detroit Lions on Thursday. (27-24). Calling it right here. The Packers will beat the Lions on Thursday Night Football. It's going to be a really great game. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be one of the best games of the year. It could be huge. It's going to be huge regardless of what happens playoff-wise. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always, go Pack Go, and God bless.